Donald Trump, throughout his entire career, has been a guy who has relied on non-disclosure agreements. If you worked with him on The Apprentice, you had to sign a non-disclosure. You work at one of his companies, you got to sign a non-disclosure. You worked on his presidential campaign, you got to sign a non-disclosure agreement. The guy who designed the MAGA hats had to sign a non-disclosure agreement. And so too do all of the people currently working in Donald Trump's White House, including the interns. All of them, when they first come in, typically a group of multiple interns, they come in and they go through what they're calling orientation. But really what it is members of Trump's legal team having these interns, first and foremost, sign non-disclosure agreements. You cannot tell the press anything that happens behind the scenes here in the White House. You can't say anything you see. Can't tell them anything that happens. You can't talk about the violent mood swings and temper tantrums of the president. Can't talk about him sitting in his chair eating Cheetos, watching Fox News. You can't talk about any of it, because if you do, we're going to ruin you financially. We're going to sue you into oblivion if you violate these non-disclosure agreements, is what they're telling these poor interns who just want the opportunity to work in the White House. It's a big deal. But they're making them sign these things. And yes, this is unprecedented, because I'm sure the MAGA crowd was like, well, Obama had people sign non-disclosures. You know what? He did. As did Bush, and as did Clinton, and as did many of the people before them. But they actually only had people who were handling classified and top secret information sign non-disclosure agreements so that they didn't go out and leak the secrets of the United States. I would say that's kind of warranted. Trump's literally doing it with everybody, which has never happened under any president. Everybody. And here's the thing, they're pretty much, according to legal experts, completely non-enforceable, because you really can't do that. You cannot hinder a White House staffer's ability to, say, testify if they need to testify against you, which these non-disclosures would kind of prevent them from doing. If they need to go talk to Congress, if they need to relay information. All of that is vital, and it's very open to the public, and Donald Trump cannot forbid it, yet he is trying to do. So legal experts say that these non-disclosure agreements are really more threats. They're toothless threats, but they are threats nonetheless to try to keep people in line and prevent them from ever talking to anyone. One thing that jumped out at me at this story is that this is why we get so many reports out there from anonymous sources or undisclosed sources close to the president. Because they know if they use their name, they're about to face a massive lawsuit from the president himself. To me, that actually lends a lot more credence to a lot of these stories that have used these anonymous sources or these unnamed sources close to the president. They're doing it to protect themselves because they had to sign these worthless pieces of paper because Donald Trump is such a paranoid and delusional individual that he doesn't want anyone out there telling the true story of what's happening in the White House. And here's the thing. If you weren't doing things you didn't want people to know about, you probably wouldn't be forcing everyone, from your presidential staff all the way back to your businesses, you wouldn't be forcing all of them to sign these non-disclosure agreements. Obviously, this guy has stuff in his life that he doesn't want the public to actually know about. And all that means is that we probably need to know about them. There's a new documentary out right now on Netflix called The Devil We Know. Now, this documentary tells the story of how DuPont, through the manufacture of Teflon, along with 3M, poisoned people all across the planet. Featured prominently in this film is our own Mike Papantonio, who actually handled the cases against DuPont for this C8 poison that was used in the manufacture of Teflon. This documentary, The Devil We Know, and you can find a link to it in the description of this video, tells the complete story. It says what DuPont did, what they knew, and it interviews Mike Papantonio. It pulls clips from the media to complete the story of just how corrupt and disgusting DuPont's actions were, and more importantly, how they managed to get this toxic chemicals into the bodies of roughly 98% of the population. Most of us right now are walking around with DuPont's poison inside our bodies, and we don't even know about it. And that's why this documentary, that again is available on Netflix right now, the link is below, The Devil We Know, tells you exactly how that DuPont poison got inside your body.